time I look at it.
Can't take us seriously. Can't take him anywhere either.
Just get ready. Like midpoint, I'm gonna catch Donkey Kong there, and I'm just gonna start laughing.
Welcome into Just a Tip, a fantasy football podcast where us tippers are fantasy football enthusiasts, influencers who want to give you just our tips to help you succeed at fantasy football, just like we do every single week. Week in, week out, we're just crushing it. Right, Ryan?
Yes, sir. Maybe not
Ryan,
this week, but overall, yes.
Overall. Ryan, the Tagless Haynes with us, and then we have a guest on the video. You can see he's a little shy, so he's not going to talk, but Donkey Kong is with us because Regan is out. We are recording November 1st, Monday night, 2021. We have oh my God, who is playing tonight? Kansas City Chiefs and the New York Giants. I think this is going to be a pretty exciting game, man. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Might have to call out of work tomorrow.
I think exciting as in there's going to be a lot of fantasy points to be seen
totally.
here, to be had.
Totally fantasy.
So I think the Chiefs, coming off of how they've been playing, I think they're going to come out and absolutely steamroll the Giants. But we'll see what happens.
I think so as well. As long as Mahomes just throws to Travis Kelce, we'll be good. Tyreek Hill have one more low productive week, please. That's all I want, please.
I need the reverse. You need the reverse. I'm playing Kelce in way too many leagues.
That sucks. That's the beauty and the ugliness of fantasy football. You have them, and then you're going against them. It happened to me last week with Kamara. So, right. But yeah, if you want to watch us on Just a Tip, a fantasy football podcast on YouTube, check out Regan's monkey, and that is not code. There's an actual monkey on the screen. And you can follow our socials at Just a Tip FFP. Give us a follow. We'll try to keep you updated on everything news, injury-related trades. We covered a lot of news and the injury-related, the Hurt Locker and Haynes' briefs in our last episode. So that'll be episode 57. Ryan, 56 was on Saturday with us, and I forgot to let you know and celebrate it with you because that was your high school number.
It was meant to be that it was the two of us doing episode 56.
Man. I know. When 74 comes around, I'm going all out. I can't believe we made it to 56. We're still with this. So we appreciate you guys for supporting us. We're going to get into our tip drill, our ads of the week for the waiver wire episode. And then we got a little fun we're going to do because it's not too much in the waiver wire, but there are some important players you're going to have to pick up if you want to stay competitive. And we're getting into the time of year where people are falling off and they're going to be like, I have no chance. And they're not going to pick up the guys. Or they're going to drop guys. So you got to be aware. You still have to be active. So we'll try to help you out. And we'll do this 6 to midnight. We've played this before. We've played with it before. When you go 6 is your low scale of if you're excited to trade or trade for. Put it in context, at midnight is your full hard-on, ready to trade him or trade for him. So, Ryan, who do we have first up in 6 to midnight?
So the first guy, we've already had him a couple of times, I think, in 6 to midnight, but he's still on the docket here because who knows? Stefon Diggs. What are you doing with Stefon Diggs, Mac?
I am in one league. I'm okay. I have Josh Allen and him, and I kind of want to keep that stack. But in another, I have Stefon Diggs and Calvin Ridley, and that's kind of hurting me. He's really only had one boom game this year, 23 or 24 points against Tennessee a couple weeks ago. And he's just not what you drafted him to be, first round, second round pick. But he does have Jacksonville and the Jets. And then Indy. So I'm tempted, but I only have 2 wins on the week in this league. I need to trade with the name, and I'm probably going to have to part ways with Travis Kelce as well. James Robinson going down. So in context, I need running back help. I need better wide receivers. So I guess I'm at like a 10.5, I guess, on the trade him. What about you?
Yeah, I think that's a good number for you, given that additional context. I think if you can trade Diggs and get a real solid running back, if you're running back needy, I think that's the move to make. I mean, you can't really. The reason why you can trade him high is because of his schedule moving forward, right? But otherwise, I think if he didn't have that favorable schedule coming up, it would be hard to really maximize what you can get for Stephon Diggs. So this is kind of your last opportunity to trade him if you're going to make that move. They just had a game against the Dolphins where Emmanuel Sanders puts up a goose egg. Stephon Diggs gets bailed out by a touchdown. But outside of that, this like wide receiver core is it's a bit inconsistent. You don't really know what's going to happen. Beasley, 1 week is putting up 30 points, and next week he's putting up 2. So I'm at about, I would say, a 10.5. I might even go to a full midnight on trading Stephon Diggs right now.
Yeah, I get it. And I really thought Dawson Knox was stealing a lot of his opportunities, but he's been out. And, I mean, just the Tennessee game, he should have gone off. So, we'll see. I think we have like another week before we have to definitely trade him. So, maybe I'll keep him against Jacksonville and see what happens. But if you're desperate, or is it this week? NFL trade deadline's this week.
This week is the NFL trade deadline.
Fantasy's the next one. Most of them.
Most fantasy trade deadlines is week 10. So you still have one more week. Yeah. Now here's a guy. The next guy is kind of the opposite. He's actually a guy who I think a lot of people were hoping Stephon Diggs would kind of start trending upward in the right direction, and that's A.J. Brown. Last 2 weeks, top 5 wide receiver. And the question about A.J. Brown is, do you think it's going to continue to happen, especially with the Derrick Henry injury? Or do you think the Derrick Henry injury is going to affect him negatively? And where are you at in trading A.J. Brown?
So if I have him and I'm worried that Julio won't get on the field, he's going to be the number one target. Everybody's going to triple team him. And it's going to suck. So I'm thinking if you are in a must-win now situation, you got to trade him and you got to get a haul. But his playoff schedule, it's Pittsburgh, San Fran, then Miami for the championship week. That would be pretty nice to have. But Pittsburgh's going to be tough. I really don't know what to do with him. I'm lucky. No, I'm not lucky, but I wish I had this problem, rather. I guess I'd be like a 9 to trade him. I brought it up last episode just to see what you guys were thinking.
Yeah, 9 or 10 for me, and I don't know what to do. You know what? I was trying during the draft. I was trying to avoid A.J. Brown because I knew I was getting on this roller coaster. I knew it was happening, and here I am. And I think, again, this is another situation where this is the week that you have to trade him if you're going to trade him, because he's coming off of 2 really hot weeks. He was just wide receiver 1. Henry goes down, so people are probably thinking target share is going to him. But I think I'm in the same boat as you, Mac, where I start seeing like double teams, safety over the top, like just extra attention on A.J. Brown and make Nick Westbrook beat you, make Anthony Fursker beat you.
Adrian Peterson beat you.
Adrian Peterson beat you. So I think he just gets like all of this extra attention. And I don't like that. So I think maybe you move A.J. Brown. I'd say 9 or 10.
Yeah, it's a tough decision. But it's a curious case study for sure. Next one.
I got one more.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. I was gonna say James Conner. I know you were just about to roll into it.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about him. 8 touchdowns so far on the year, but he's not breaking like boom plays. He's not getting enough attempts. He only had 5 attempts last week against Green Bay, but he got 2 touchdowns. He can't really keep all this touchdown progression up. Like, he can't be on pace for 28 touchdowns on the season or whatever it is. I'm not good at math, and I didn't do it.
It's horrible math.
It is horrible math. Yeah, so are you looking to trade him off of the 2 touchdown game? Hopefully, people don't read too much into it, but be like, hey, he's a running back too. You need the help. I'll take a chance on, I don't know, Julio. If you're like, all
Yeah.
right, Michael Thomas is on your IR, dude. Let me have him. Here's James Conner. You need the help. I'm at a full 12, full midnight for that.
Yeah, I think those are two fantastic ideas, and I think those are two reasonable guys that you can have in mind. You don't know when Michael Thomas is coming back, and Julio Jones, could see an uptick in opportunity. And on the opposite end of AJ Brown, I'm willing to take that chance if it costs me somebody like a James Conner. I love James Conner. I love what he's doing. It's amazing how we went from talking about cutting him to now thinking about what we can get for him. But I don't see a world where he's going to continue to have opportunities to score a touchdown or two a game when you have Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray starts being Kyler Murray at some point and passing for 2, 3, 4 touchdowns a game, taken away from these running backs. And on the other side of that, Kyler Murray might be out this week. You get Colt McCoy playing. How many goal line opportunities are you going to have for James Conner? That's his value. That's it.
Yeah, true. He would be on pace for 17 touchdowns for the rest of the year.
Yes.
So that would be the correct math. I was like 20, 18, 17 because of the bye week is still in bye week 12. So, yeah, you bring up a good point. How many opportunities will he have left? I would try to shop him because I think it's fool's gold, foosball to keep this going. So. Good stuff, man. Let's have our game at the end. I want to get down to business with people. So if you want to stick around for our leftovers, what we usually do is just something fun, talk about something random at the end of the episode. Stick around for that. But right now, we'll get into our tip drill where we just give out some quick tips on who to add, little projections for them, try to help you out. Especially pay attention for 10-team leagues because we're going off of 12-team percentages here. So in 10-team, you might have a better chance to get these guys if you actually need them. You've been hit by the injury bug that's been biting people. So first up, I wanted to bring up Carson Wentz, 35%. I tweeted this out. The news of Kyler Murray might be out for 1 to 2 weeks with the ankle injury. He actually might play next week, but they might hold him out. Carson Wentz, he has the Jets, then Jacksonville the next couple weeks. So I know he kind of looked ugly, Ryan. But to play it safe, I had Kyler Murray. And before the game started, I picked up Carson Wentz just in case. And if Kyler Murray's questionable, I don't know if I want to start him. I might just go with Carson Wentz. Is that a good strategy? Should I just play Kyler Murray?
I mean, I would continue to play Kyler Murray, but I hear what you're saying. Like Kyler Murray last year when he went through the same problem with his shoulder, his production really went down the tubes there. So we're kind of trending in that direction this year. Started off real hot out of the gates, and now we're kind of, at this point where, this week he didn't even have a passing touchdown. So I don't hate it. I see where you're coming from.
All right. Well, thanks, man. Justin Fields, all right, he has a Pitt, then a bye week, then Baltimore. I know he had a great game, over 100 yards rushing and stuff. He's 22% rostered. Just a little strategy because it's a tough matchup. And then the bye week, then kind of another tough matchup against Baltimore. I wouldn't be too eager to add him, so wait till waivers clear if you want to stash him. I just want to bring that up. He's like 5% rostered, so I think you can wait on him. But are you looking to get ahead, or do you think this game was a fluke for Justin Fields?
I'd like to see more out of the passing game with Justin Fields before I pick him up. Obviously, a big game on the ground, 103 rushing yards. I don't know how consistent that's going to be, and you got to see more from him in the air before you can rely on him.
Yeah, I get that. He'd be an added stash if you can spare the roster spot.
Mm-hmm.
Next guy, Taysom Hill, quarterback for the Saints. Winston tore his ACL, so he's out. We'll see if they go with the Trevor Seaman experiment. I know it's a sticky, messy situation. Oh, Trevor Simeon, excuse me. Uh, I keep doing that. Messy situation, but Taysom Hill, like 2% owned. He's a running quarterback, so you do want that. It's going to hurt Kamara's production. So we should have had him at 6 to midnight. Do we trade him now if Taysom Hill is coming back? Because we saw what that was like last year. Kamara's production dropped tremendously with Taysom Hill in there. So we might have to bring that up with our start-sits preview to see what the news is with Taysom Hill. He's still not cleared to play, back from his concussion protocol. We'll see what he does Wednesday. So keep an eye on that. Any other quarterbacks you want to talk about?
Trevor Seaman.
Trevor Seaman, of course you want to talk about.
Leave it up to him to make a situation messy here. No other quarterbacks I want to talk about. Maybe Superflex. If you're real desperate, Colt McCoy. If Kyler Murray is going to miss any time, he might be a good guy to pick up just to try to get some points out of that extra quarterback spot. He still has good weapons. He still has good running backs. It's a reach, but super flex formats.
Well, for super flex, I get it. Cooper Rush as well, even though they say Prescott is going to come back next week. We'll see about that. I mentioned it on Saturday that they have 6 games in 33 days at that time. So that's still 5 games in 30 days by the time you're listening to this. So, yeah, just be wary. You might want to pick him up and stash him if you can afford it. Running backs. Do we have any guys worthy in the running back position?
I think the biggest name right now that could be worthy is Jeremy McNichols. 7% owned. He's probably going to get a little bit more involved in the running game with Derrick Henry being out. Even though he's traditionally more of a PPR, kind of a counter to Derrick Henry. But I think you can see an uptick in production from him. Even with the news of this next guy, Adrian Peterson, is he really 9% owned?
I don't think so. He might be in really deep leagues, but I'll double check on that. But yeah, he was signed onto the practice squad for the Titans. I don't think anybody has him.
Yeah, but he could be. I could see. We already talked about this in the last episode, but Adrian Peterson definitely. They're bringing him in to be the starting running back. I don't know how productive he's going to be, but he still has a damn good O-line and a good quarterback with some good weapons. So he might have some holes that he can hit. So he's another guy that I think you should go out and you should try to pick up right now and see kind of how that plays out.
Yeah, and we know that he likes hitting things, so.
That's right. Holes, Mac. He likes to hit those holes.
Oh, hitting the holes. Yes, he's one of the best to ever done it. 5% rostered, by the way.
Okay. And what are you spending on FAAB for him?
Nothing. I will not. Okay. I'll put in a late claim. That's fine, unless I'm absolutely desperate. I'm going to go with Jeremy McNichols instead because he's been in the offense. So I'll keep with that.
$15 for McNichols?
Yeah, probably around $15 or 15% of your original FAAB. Say if you have like 40, I still think it's early, man. I don't want it. You want to have some FAAB left over for that playoff push if you're there. But if you're desperate, yeah, you're going to have to spend for him. But maybe I'd rather go with Carlos Hyde. 6% Robinson, James Robinson. We'll know more later, so follow our socials. We'll let you know if this changes. But they want to keep Robinson safe as well. And Carlos Hyde, he did pretty well when he had to fill in. I think he got 13 points this past week against Seattle. And Urban Meyer likes him. So I think if they're bringing in Adrian Peterson and Jeremy Michaels, they're splitting. I think Carlos Hyde is going to get more of the volume. So I go for the volume play there. And I think you can get him much cheaper. That would be my play. Even cheaper play, though, Jordan Howard, Boston Scott for the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll see if they keep that running game going. They didn't do it with Miles Sanders, who is much better than all of them combined. But we'll see. They're widely available. You are on mute, Ryan. And Latavius Murray for the Baltimore Ravens. He's 40%.
Yeah.
He's coming off his bye week. So, you got anybody else you want to talk about for running backs?
I mean, the only guy to keep an eye on after waivers clears, of course, and even probably after this week, is Dontrell Hilliard. Right now, number 2 on the Tennessee depth chart. We haven't seen him play at all, so I don't know what you're going to get out of him. I don't know much about the guy. Just keep an eye out. Definitely a guy you can get after waivers clear, who might be inserted into that lineup eventually. The Eagles running back situation, I don't know. If that feels too much like a Ravens running back situation to me, I'm kind of a little worried about it.
Very much so. I really don't want any part of it. Maybe Jordan Howard, kind of like their James Conner version. If you're that desperate and you're going for a touchdown play, that's probably who I would go with. But I expect Jalen Hurts to come back with those rushing attempts as well. He didn't have a very fantasy productive game. It's not like he had a bad game. They won. They killed it. So they just kept on handing off to the running backs. They each got over 12 carries. So good for you guys. But if I think Boston Scott, I might spend like $5, try to get him PPR as well. Hopefully he can get it. But Kenneth Gainwell, he only had garbage time, so I'm dropping him. And they got the Chargers next week. They like to let you run. They don't want you to pass on them. And then Denver, and we saw what Cleveland did to Denver. So, I guess Jordan Howard, Boston Scott, cheap $1, $2 bids. If you really need a running back, go for $5. But that's about it for running backs. Who do you got for wide receivers?
I have Jamison Crowder, 19% owned right now.
Mm-hmm.
Coming off of a big week, decent week the week before. So he's trending up in the right direction, and he's definitely worth a roster spot. And you can definitely insert him in your flex. I wouldn't say consistently, just more matchup dependent, but he's a good guy to have in your team for sure. And with that said, I'd say Elijah Moore right now, 16%. Crowder, I might throw a few dollars at, and FAAB, maybe like $5 or $6. Elijah Moore, I would just wait for waivers to clear, and shoot your shot there with him. See if you can pick him up and see how he does, in the coming weeks. How about you? Any receivers?
Agreed. I just running back guy. Just when you brought up those Jets guys, I wanted to look back because I have Carter in most of my leagues, or he's already taken. But looked it up, 68% rostered, so you have a slight chance. 32% to be exact, of being able to pick him up. So check to make sure, but he would be my number 1 if he was available. Michael Carter there, running back for the Jets.
Definitely.
We kind of we're more of the deeper tips for you, the lower percentage guys for you. End of the night, there's not much to pick from. You got a better chance of getting picking up these guys at the bar, girls at the bar. Whoa, where are we going? This is a fantasy football show. Just saying late pickups to help you out. That can get some good value in the short term and perhaps long term. Devontae Parker, wide receiver for Miami, 35% rostered. He has Houston, Baltimore, and then the Jets. Will Fuller, Flores said he won't be activated this week. He won't be practicing. And he did well. I think he had 7-8 receptions this week. So if you need a wide receiver, flex play, he'd be good to pick up. And maybe they trade him to another team. Who knows? Jamal Agnew, 3% rostered for Jacksonville. He's had 3 straight weeks of double-digit points. This is after waivers clear. Pick him up. He's a good flex play for any bye weeks that you're coming up. You got Tampa Bay on a bye. So you got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin out on a bye, and Antonio Brown, who's been hurt, so you have been depending on him anyway. Washington on a bye, so if you have Terry McLaurin and you need a flex play, go for that. I think you can double-digit points in a flex. You always take that every week. Anybody else? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just want to piggyback off your point about the trade deadline coming up because you want to keep an eye on that. All it takes is one or two guys to be moved. And so much of this, as we talked about in the past, is opportunity. Mm-hmm. So if you got a wide receiver getting moved from one team to another, that opens up opportunity for the third or fourth wide receiver on that depth chart to be relevant. So you got to keep an eye out this week. If we're missing anybody, just make sure that you're kind of aware of those depth pieces from teams that are trading wide receivers.
Very true. I mean, what if they trade Laviska Shenault for Jacksonville and DJ Chark on the IR, Marvin Jones he got, but he's not dependable. So, yeah, good point. Good point. I like that tip. I will take that tip and run with it. Anybody for tight ends here? It's always slim picking.
I think you said it last week. You said it consistently since the offseason, but last week in particular, actually saying to play him is Pat Freiermuth, 10% rostered. Mm-hmm. Like Regan had touched on the last episode, 7 targets in each of the last 2 games, and he's scoring touchdowns too. So Big Ben's starting to really rely on him. I think he's getting to the point where he's going to be a reliable play moving forward.
Yeah, I think so as well, man. When Juju went down, he's number 20 tight end right now, but 7 targets in the past 2 weeks. They did have a bye sandwiched in there, but I really don't have him in much leagues. But I always went tight end heavy at first, so I either took Kelsey in the first round, took Kyle Pitts, or Darren Waller. I took Mike Gesicki because I believed in him, and that seems to be paying off with our bet, Ryan. Are you nervous yet? But yeah,
yes.
I think if you're streaming tight ends every week, I'd pick up Pat Freiermuth and play him and don't stream. Just, all right, until the wheels fall off. If he's getting you double-digit points, you can't ask for much more than that on a streaming tight end.
Right, or even if he's just getting 7 or 8 targets a game.
Exactly.
He only has 2 receptions, but he's got 8 targets. He's still getting plenty of volume. So
opportunity,
keep him in there.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
The other guys I want to talk about, Josiah DeGuara or Mercedes Lewis for the Packers, or are you just holding off and kind of leaving these guys on the waiver wire?
Yeah, agreed. Defenses, Colts, they're facing the Jets Thursday. Then they have Jacksonville. New Orleans, they're at 45%. They have Atlanta, New England. They have Carolina, Cleveland, Atlanta, 55% rostered. Pittsburgh, they have Chicago, then Detroit, 66% rostered. Mm. The Chicago Bears, they give up a lot of sacks, even though they didn't give up too much against the 49ers. I still think they are the leader in sacks given up. So Pittsburgh, they're still a good defense. So I think they're probably my number 1 target. Chicago, then Detroit, back-to-back. Look for some turnovers to be created with those teams.
Yeah, I think those are great tips. Did you say? So I asked you if you were holding off on DeGuara or Lewis.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. You just leave him on the waiver wire then.
I just am I holding off on him?
Yeah, both of them. Just kind of leave them out there, see what happens.
No, I mean if you're desperate, I guess you can stream them. I'm sorry. I was reading ahead. I was reading updates too, and I was making sure my lineup was set.
Yeah.
Typical. Me not paying attention. Yeah, I don't know. When Devontae Adams comes back, I really don't think they're going to be relevant, just like Tunyon wasn't. This is for Green Bay, the tight ends there. So, in context, I'm all set.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for wasting our time there and making me an idiot. Not as dumb as Regan looks on the screen right now, or that's Donkey Kong there, but he looks pretty silly there.
He had just about as much input on DeGuara or Lewis as you did.
I know, dude. Like, no tips, no waiver wire picks from him. Whatever. Useless.
He said it with his eyes, dude. He said it with his eyes.
He did say it with his eyes. So.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I wanted to play a game with Regan, but he had to leave because we took too long with the wrap up. Nobody's fault. besides my own. I need to have faster pace. I'm sorry. So, speaking of faster pace, a sugar rush. Let's have a Halloween candy draft. All right, so we will let Regan pick first, and then I'll let you pick first or me. You decide. We'll go 3 rounds.
I'll go first. I like having the early pick.
Oh, you want to go first? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You go first, then Regan, then me. We'll do it serpentine style. So I'll have the double. How's that sound?
All right, sounds good to me. Number 1.
Okay.
Fantasy.
Go ahead. Snake draft.
Yeah. All right,
Go,
we're just doing a draft. That's it. There's no other stipulations, no other conditions.
Nothing. Well, you just can't pick double the candy. But okay, go.
All right, Donkey Kong just doesn't have a peanut allergy or anything. We're good.
No, you're good. I think he has a bias. I'll pick for him.
All right, perfect. I'm going. How do you not go Reese's Peanut Butter Cups? Number 1 overall. Definitely the Christian McCaffrey of candy.
What was it?
Reese's
Cups?
Reese's Cups. What did I say? Peanut Butter
No,
Cups?
No. It broke up a bit for me.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Yeah.
Obviously number 1 overall. That makes sense. So Donkey Kong, aka Regan, will pick, and he is, wow, banana heads. What are you doing? You know those little sugary banana pieces? Yeah, he's picking that. What a weirdo.
Who would have guessed? Who would
have guessed? All right, now I got 2 picks to back here. I am going to go Snickers with my first overall pick. Or first overall, my first pick. 3rd overall. And then I am going to go Kit Kat bar on the way back to
All right.
To him. So my lineup right now is Snickers and Kit Kat bar. This segment is so stupid. I'm sorry if you tuned out already. I don't blame you. So Donkey Kong, where are you going next? Oh, Laffy Taffy banana flavored. Very specific. You didn't want it. Laffy Taffy.
All these reaches.
Oh, there's
it's
so
like
many
picking
other
Byron
candies.
Pringle in the 2nd round.
All right, Ryan, where are you going to go? You got 2 picks back to back right now. Where are you going? I hope you don't snipe what Donkey Kong wanted.
You know what? I think a lot of people here might say I won't give it away, but I might be reaching Almond Joy.
Almond Joy. All right. I like those. Underrated. They're good. Yeah, if somebody has a coconut allergy, I guess you can't enjoy them. That sucks for you. But I like them. More for me. Good choice.
And I'm going to go, you know what? Number 3 here is, what are those? Are they called 100 grand? 100
grand bars.
100 grand bars, man.
All right. Interesting choice. I don't blame you. So your lineup right now is, what is it? Reese's
Peanut Butter Cups, Almond Joy, and 100 grand.
Okay. All right. So Donkey Kong is back up, and he is going with Runts Candy. Okay. Geez. So you already specified the banana.
Christ.
Now he's adding some more fruit, some more color to it. Okay. The Wonka Candy Runts. Good for you, Donkey Kong. Regan is not going to like this auto-picking draft that this guy's doing.
I don't think
whatsoever. And to finish off the round, I'm going to stick with chocolate. I was thinking of pivoting to like Sour Patch Kids or something, but I'm going to go with Heath Bar. I like Heath Bar a lot.
Okay. All right.
No
crunch, huh?
Bar. A little crunch to it. Oh, no, it has enough crunch
No
to
crunch.
it. No crunch. The actual
crunch,
bar.
the bar. Yeah.
I was thinking about it, but I already got Kit Kat, so I already got that simple wafer chocolate one. The Snickers bar with the whole explosion of flavor in your mouth, and then the Heath bar, something really nice to suck on. So that I think I have a very versatile lineup there.
Shaq will not approve.
Probably not.
You remember those commercials, right? The Shaq Crunch commercials?
I do. Even though I was homeschooled, I do remember that. Caramel. Remember that one with Crunch had caramel in it?
I was going to say, I don't think Crunch has caramel, but now thank you for that additional context.
I'll look up.
Okay.
He's playing with the kid, and the kid's like, it's caramel. He's like, caramel. It sounded out. Enough with that. Oh, I love Shaq. He's in everything. Why does he do those general commercials, though? General insurance?
I don't know. I don't know.
He's getting paid. Yeah, all right, for my leftovers, I'll just get into it right now. For some reason, if you made it to this far in the episode, we appreciate it. Like and subscribe, follow on our platforms and our videos to see Donkey Kong, Regan's ugly mug over here. It's great. Just him staring at us. It's very intimidating. Like and subscribe, and share our tips with your friends and family. Be much appreciated. Shaq, his quote... it's like I tell my kids, you ain't rich, I'm rich. He's like, we ain't rich. He's like, I am. I love that guy. You got anything for the leftovers here?
Yeah, just to kind of bring down the mood a little bit. Jerry Remy passed away, which is kind of a bummer. Definitely a bummer. Not just kind of.
Definitely one.
The voice of the Red Sox. Listened to him for many, many years. And I went back and listened to some, they actually had it playing on sports radio, some Orsillo and Jerry Remy bits. And when he just got like Orsillo dying, laughing and chuckling during the broadcast.
Oh yeah.
I would recommend going to watch those. The best ones are the one where Jerry Remy loses a tooth, the one where a guy throws a pizza at another guy in the crowd, and the third one is when some guy grabs his girlfriend's chest and on camera, the reaction is priceless. It's just a lot of silence and snickering from the two of them. So,
it's great.
Good stuff. Check it out.
It really is. Thanks for bringing it up. Yeah, Jerry Remy, 7th bout with cancer. Man, that is incredible. He stuck around, kept doing what he loved. We all have memories of listening to him. We're not just a football fan. We are a lot of other sports fan. And baseball is your first love, right?
That's right.
So you've been listening to him since you were a kid. So pour one out for Jerry Remy.
Yes, sir.
Fantasy football legend book. Rest in power, King.
That's right. I think that's a good way to end it.
All right. No jokes, no crude jokes. Jerry Remy, rest in peace, brother. Good night.
Good night, everyone.